Hi there. Thank you for tuning in to Grow Your Gifts. And today, well, for this video, my last video for a while, let me just say, so I did drop the ball a bit there. Where my Sunday fun day turned into Monday fun day and Tuesday fun day, and now we're in Wednesday. And I have done one video after another just to make it easier for myself for uploading for the next few days. But that's it for now. I know that when uh, I'm not consistent in some areas for a very good reason, and I've been sensing that major transition is, coming up around the bend for me. So it's really important for me to focus and sort of uh, leave this as my last video for now and see where this takes me. And I've really enjoyed this process so far. It's really helped me get outside every day, pretty much, and way more than I used to. I mean, it's different getting outside in a car, and when you're outside and you're actually boots on the ground, feel the earth beneath your feet and the sun on top of your head. And I'm looking at a beautiful creek right now, and it's just completely different getting that fresh air. So it's been amazing, just being in nature and getting outside. So that's why I do these videos outside, and I do love it. And I make sure you dress appropriately and wear lots of layers. My nose is running a bit, but I'm okay. I'm not too cold. I'm actually pretty good. I think maybe I would have just worn double socks next time. I'm only feeling it in my toes a little bit. But yeah, it is very magical, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's been tuning in, and I'm really grateful for this process and just getting more nature time and being able to be of service. That is my intention for doing these videos. I'm into a lot of things. I don't know if you can tell, but uh, like in my personal life, I love to do makeup, I love to do hair, I love fashion, I love a lot of different things, but I don't do videos about any of those things. That's in my personal life. And I love to cook. I literally just taught myself to cook quiche and knocked it out of the park. Well, it's edible, but I learned how to make vegetarian quiche for the first time. Like, I mean, I'm awesome at cooking. Let me just say, I'm just kidding. I love to eat. That's the thing. So when you love to eat, everybody out there who loves to eat knows that when you love it that much, you're gonna learn how to make the food the way that you want it. And of course, it tastes amazing to me because I made it. But anyway, I digress. I don't do videos about cooking. That's my point. That I am here for a very specific reason. I am here for a very specific message, and at the very least, I want people to benefit with their own inner child. Because how can you really be of service to anyone? It always comes back, yes, for me, to first being of service to yourself, your own true self, and working and putting a priority on that. And everything else is just weapons of mass distraction. I know this from experience. I mean, don't judge yourself. It's okay to get distracted. The 4Ds: denial, delay, distraction, delusion. It's all okay. There's no one here, pointing a finger at you or putting you down or saying do this or don't do this. It's all part of the journey. Wherever you want to go, it's up to you, right? It's all about what you want, and you really got to focus on what you want. And this is coming from somebody who was addicted, and I mean addicted to like Bejeweled and Candy Crush. Like, I would get so far, so high on a level of Candy Crush, and then I would delete the whole thing. I was ruthless. I was like, no, this technology is not going to control me. I'm the user, and I'm not being used. And but then I would get the app again and play Candy Crush again. It's like a cycle, you know what I'm saying? And then I would delete it again after I get so high, on the Candy Crush levels. So for me, it was a process of like never quitting, and I would go back and forth, and I would need it, and it would really help me actually to play Bejeweled and play Candy Crush, because whatever stress I was feeling in my life, I was like, Hema, you're not a crystal meth addict. You're doing pretty well. Play your game, okay? It's okay. So, always compassion first, always being gentle with myself first, and always understanding the addictive nature of whatever it was I was trapped into. It is designed to be addictive. Facebook is designed to be addictive. Sorry, no shade, not throwing any shade. Facebook is also really great for networking, keeping in touch with people. This is all tools. Technology is a tool, and it's a wonderful, great, amazing tool. It's for us to use and pick up and put down consciously with awareness, and not to be used by it. So that is my journey. That's what I'm taking away from it. That's what I'm learning the most from technology. And I've talked about it before. I'd love to live in an Amish paradise, but that is hard work. I mean, every day is hard work, even if you're living in a city as well. But I mean, we got to admit it, there are comforts of life that are just available and readily available. And it's kind of the sweet life. So technology does help a lot in those ways, even though it can be very slow and weird and medieval sometimes. Why can't we just be in Star Trek universe already? Come on. Anyways, that's the journey, I guess. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that, and, um, you know, share the encouragement to keep moving forward, uh, whether you're going up or down or all around, ascending or descending or whatever it is, stuck on a merry-go-round. um, just keep moving forward. And yeah, that's my encouragement there. So, the topic of this last video here, last one for a while. I don't know what the future holds, I don't know where life's going to take me. I have another screen. I work best with multiple screens. In some ways, that's how much I love technology. I'll be at home, I'll use the PC computer, I got the tablet going, I got a laptop going, and while something's loading, I'm working somewhere else. So, in doses, it's very helpful. And I don't play Bejeweled or Candy Crush anymore, just FYI. It has released me from its hold. I have no interest in those things anymore. I see it for what it is, and it was all, a package deal anyway, with like drinking and whatever, all these other things and addictions. It was a package deal. So it was, once I started to understand the root cause and get to the root of it, and I'm a work in progress. I'm still working on it, as always, but that's one less thing on my plate that I don't have to worry about or deal with anymore. Um, is those games, and sort of using technology more in a healthy and cooperative way. So yeah, this topic is about the blind men and the elephant. Excuse me. So I took some screenshots from this website, awesome website, uh, by Kyle Kowalski. And the website's called slow.co, slow.co, which is my jam. That's where I'm at. Everybody who knows me knows I love a good slow. So I just like the title and the name of the title and name of his website. It's very cool. It can be fast and efficient as well when needed, but I enjoy the island life, everything Irie man. Irie. There's no need to rush now, don't you know? And I do my accents with full respect and just for fun. Okay, let's get out of the PC, politically correct world, people. Bring funny accents back. I like it. So, anyway, The Blind Man and the Elephant. Perhaps you've heard about this, perhaps you haven't, but it's very interesting and it impacted me in a very huge way. It's a short story about perspective. The parable of the blind man and the elephant dates back to the Buddhist, Hindu, and Jain writings. Apparently, the Buddhist text Udana 6.4 contains one of the earliest versions of the story, dated all the way back to around 500 BC. The Blind Man and the Elephant, a short story about perspective. While there have been a variety of versions over the centuries, one poem in particular seems to be responsible for popularizing it in modern times. John Godfrey Saxe version. American poet John Godfrey Saxe wrote his version of The Blind Man and the Elephant in the mid-19th century. And this gentleman has included the version below in video, image, and text form so you can listen, read, or enjoy. And I think there's like a great visual picture on here of the video there. Like the blind man blindfolded or, one's touching the tail, another one's like got a ladder going for the ear. Another one's touching the foot of the elephant. Another one's got the trunk of the elephant. I'll try to show that to you there. It's really funny. So yeah, The Blind Man and the Elephant. Story time. Here we go. It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against the broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, "God bless me, but the elephant is very like a wall." The second, feeling the tusk, cried, "Ho! What have we here? So very round and smooth and sharp, to me it is mighty clear. This wonder of an elephant is very like a spear." The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, thus boldly up and spake, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a snake." The fourth reached out his eager hand, and felt about the knee. What most this wondrous beast is like is mighty plain," quoth he. "'T is clear enough, the elephant is very like a tree." The fifth, who chanced to touch the air, said, "E'en the blindest man can tell what this resembles most, deny the fact who can. This marvel of an elephant is very like a fan." The sixth no sooner had begun about the beast to grope, than seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a rope." And so these men of Indostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right, and all were in the wrong. Moral: so oft in the theologic wars the disputants, I ween, rail on in utter ignorance of what each other mean, and prate about an elephant not one of them has seen. Mic drop. That's awesome. And there's another visual where they're like, "It's a fan, it's a spear, it's a snake, it's a tree, it's a wall, it's a rope." It's really funny. So the moral of The Blind Man and the Elephant. There are quite a few lessons learned from the story of the blind man and the elephant. So I'll go with what the summarized version of what this gentleman's saying in the website, because he puts it so lovely with quotes from other people. So, number one, we all have limited experience, which means partial perspective. The quote, "The world is nothing but change. Our life is only perception," by Marcus Aurelius. Number two, if we don't remember these limitations, we can get into trouble with ourselves and others. And the quote is, "I have one major rule. Everybody is right." More specifically, everybody, including me, has some important pieces of truth. And all those pieces need to be honored, cherished, and included in a more gracious, spacious, and compassionate embrace. By Ken Wilber. Number three, the elephant represents many different things in life that we can't see. Quote, "The most obvious, important realities are often the ones that are hardest to see and talk about." David Foster Wallace. So true. Number four, our senses offer limited information, and even this isn't reality itself. The quote, "Consider that whole beautiful world around you with all its colors and sounds and smells and textures. Your brain is not directly experiencing any of that. Instead, your brain is locked in a vault of silence and darkness inside your skull. All it ever experiences are electrochemical signals coursing around through its massive jungle of neurons. Those signals are all it has to work with and nothing more. From these signals, it extracts patterns, assigns meaning to them, and creates your subjective experience of the outside world. Your reality is running entirely in a dark theater. Our conscious experience of the outside world is one of the great mysteries of neuroscience. Not only do we have a theory to explain how private subjective experience emerges from a network of cells, we currently aren't even certain what such a theory would look like." The quote's by David Eagleman, neuroscientist. Wow. So number five, embrace the diversity of the individual as part of the unity of the collective. And the quote is, also, "It seems that ultimate reality may allow for all realities." The quote is, "Therefore, it would seem that the ideal or ultimate aim of nature must be to develop the individual and all individuals to their full capacity, to develop the community and all communities to their full expression of that many-sided existence and potentiality which their differences were created to express, and to evolve the united life of mankind to its full common capacity and satisfaction, not by suppression of the fullness of life of the individual or the smaller commonality, but by full advantage taken of the diversity which they develop." By Sri Aurobindo. I mean, that one sounds like a little far-fetched. I mean, I haven't looked around on the world lately, Mr. Sri Aurobindo. But no, I mean that, it's idealistic, so that would be nice. It would be nice, but yeah, let's keep it real too. Bonus. So another take on it from the book Introduction to Interdisciplinary Studies. And I quote, "A sophisticated epistemic physician understands that research conducted by the disciplines is similar to the activity of the blind men trying to make sense of the elephant. We can compare these men to disciplinary experts who are trying to understand a complex phenomenon, i.e., the elephant. They naturally concentrate on that part of the phenomenon that their disciplinary training has taught them to focus on. One disciplinary expert concentrates on the trunk, another focuses on the tusks, another studies the ears, body, legs, or tail. Their disciplinary training has equipped them to approach the problem with a specialized toolkit of assumptions, epistemology, concepts, theories, and methods. The disciplines are doing exactly what they are supposed to be doing, probing deeper into these parts of the problem, and only those parts. that they are uniquely designed to study and producing narrow, specialized understandings of it. Instead of dismissing conflicting insights as mere opinion or right or wrong, it is best to view their work as partial or incomplete. It is left to the interdisciplinarian to look at the big picture and research the whole elephant. We do this not by duplicating the narrow and specialized work of the disciplinary specialist, but by critically examining their multiple and conflicting insights, integrate them. No, I'm just kidding. I do that to my family all the time. Like, love yourself, just do it. No, that's not very nice. Do your best to integrate them and producing a more comprehensive understanding, which will lead to a workable solution. I mean, isn't that what it's all about? A workable solution. Let's just all just do our job, right? And try to get it to work, right? This, in a nutshell, describes interdisciplinary process. Engaging in it is possible only by exercising reasoned judgment. So to me, that's discernment. I always say don't judge, but that's different in terms of, and they said it right there from the quote, that painting something right or wrong or black or white or up or down, I mean, it only gets you so far. So when you use your inner discernment, and as they say, reasoned judgment, that's more intuition and guidance and uh, like a higher intelligence. It's hard to explain, but very interesting, very intriguing, and I love that. I mean, it's helped me so much. For me, what really clicked from this parable of the elephant and the blind men is that everybody is right. What if, or even just questioning, what if everybody is right? And it removes from that whole like he said, she said, and victim bully relationship, or teacher student relationship, or parent child relationship, even with couples or siblings. We tend to fall into these dynamics that are like basically tit for tat. And it's like, is that the how you want to live your life, on and on and on? I mean, it's up to you. Of course, you have to do what you want and what you're called to do. But when you sit with yourself or with your journal or at your altar or in nature, wherever you have your quiet time and your peaceful time, and you can ask yourself, like, what do I really want to cultivate? How does my garden grow? It all comes back to grow your gifts. I mean, it's such a great visual, it's such a way to look at your own inner weeds and uh, how do I want to communicate myself? Because we really don't have control over other people, as it should be. Why would you want to have control? We are in control. I was raised by robots. This is from dance songs, house music songs, and it's so amazing because very deep songs and deep messages that show us that um, it's very important to make your own choices as adults and see where that takes you and see where that leads you. I'm gonna end it here. I'm feeling the cold now. No, I'm okay. But I'll just do my Wim Hof breathing on my walk back, and I'll be good. I'll feel the internal engine kick on, and I won't feel so cold anymore. So I hope that was insightful and helpful, and you never know, one thing can lead to another, and that is my hope here, especially with this parable that really was huge, life-changing, shifting my perspective. I just want to pay it forward. So signing off, I wish you well.